Prayer defines a solemn request for help or thanks addressed to God or an object of worship. Prayer, summarizing it now, defines a solemn request for help addressed to God. What does the word solemn mean? To be serious. I said in a previous video, the word solemn meant divine judgment. I was wrong, in a way, because then again, the reality is, the words within this under this artificial infrastructure that we stand under, they can be used for whatever you feel like they should be used for. Every word can. But then I just personally recommend, I'm not telling you to do this, I'm just going to say it out loud. Do not reinvent the wheel. This wheel was not meant to be reinvented. It was meant to be dismantled. Let's never forget. This infrastructure, this artificial infrastructure that we stand under, and every word that came with it, that this artificial infrastructure provided us, they were all created the way they were originally created, for the purpose they were created for. Not to be used for what you feel like they should be used for. Like, for example, the word peace, meaning freedom from disturbance, tranquility, freedom from wars, or a physical state in which war has ended. Remember, this artificial infrastructure is built on endless wars. But it gave us the word peace. The artificial infrastructure gave us the word peace, even though it's built on wars. So in reality, peace is something you have to fight for. You have to fight for peace under this artificial infrastructure, created by the recessive geneity following the orders of the devil itself. Moving forward. So prayer. Why do I start the video off saying it? I have a point that I want to land because I want, by using this word, to land it. Prayer defines a solemn request for help to God, addressed to God. What does the word solemn mean? I said in a previous video, the word solemn means divine judgment. That's because I was saying what I felt like the word meant. I wasn't saying what I validated the word meant. Validate what the word means using your internal capabilities to validate it, meaning go look at the word, read it and study it and find out what it means. So you won't make any more mistakes like I do. Or like I did with the word solemn. I knew what it meant before, I validated it before, but on the period of time, it slipped my mind. So I just used what I felt like versus what I knew. Long story short, moving forward, the word solemn means serious. So in other words, a prayer is a serious request for help addressed to God. Prayer is a serious request for help addressed to God. Who has, and/or why do I use, and/or what's causing me to say these words to start my video off? Because I have a serious request for help I'm addressing to God. And let's not forget who I see God as, the spirit soul inside of us all, that is a part of us all, that makes us who we are, literally. I am praying to you, and I'm asking for your help. What do I need your help to give me? Why do I need your help? Because I desire global soul liberation and global child manumission. Why do I desire global soul liberation and global child manumission? To live in peace and love permanently. So this is a very serious request for help to God. To manifest global soul liberation and global child manumission. What is global soul liberation? Removing the planks and/or the beams from your eye. What is global child manumission? Removing the splinters and/or motes from theirs. Freedom of our children. No more of them being oppressed. Freedom for ourselves. No more subjugation. Global soul liberation and global child manumission. But why though, brother? Why are you asking God, who you see as the people? Because I see the people as the real, literal God. Why am I asking God for these things? Why though? Because you become the average of the 5 people you associate with most, and you become a product of your literal environment. You can't escape it, because it will pull you in both ways. The people being the 5 in the average, and the environment being the foundation you stand on. If you are in an environment of people who are war-bound, you will become war-bound, not peaceful. If you are in an environment full of hatred, you will become the hatred, not loving. So, this is my serious request for help to God. Manifest your own liberation, so you can manifest your children's liberation and or their freedom from slavery, what the word manumission means. Moving forward. But see, here's the thing though. There is a way I pray to the God I believe in. Or to make it rhyme, maybe say the word way. No, moving forward here. So, I'm just going to say more things out loud that will lift your spirits up, because that is my sole and primary purpose in order to make this work. To lift your spirits through the roof and beyond, because the roof is infinite. The roof is on infinites. So, how can this process work? By 1, recognizing where you all are currently, meaning your situation. Your situation. Everybody on the planet, every single member of the soul race, no matter which country you are in, and no matter what your genetic class is, you are all in low vibrational spiritual statuses. All of you are. You are all in low spiritual vibrational statuses. You all are. To be more specific, you are all currently within a 2 and or 3 dimensional space. Our women being the 2-dimensional and our men being the 3-dimensional. 3-dimensional space and 2-dimensional space. Notice this before I go in. When I say space, because these I'm getting ready to talk about dimensional thinking minds. You follow what I'm saying? Or dimensional thinking minds. That's what I'm getting ready to talk about. So when I say space, that means physical. When I don't say space, it means non-physical. Meaning, so when I say space, I am talking about what is a physical. And when I don't say space, I am talking about what is internal, or yes, non-physical, metaphysical. Moving forward. So right now, our sisters, our women, ours, not the government's, they're all thinking on a 2-dimensional thinking mind space, a 2D thinking mind space. That's where our women are currently, meaning only what they see and feel. They have to use their emotions to control everything else. Our brethren are on a 3-dimensional thinking mind space, meaning they can only see and feel and control just a little bit that they have to be able to control within this artificial environment, as they use their physical capabilities to control things, and our sisters use their emotions to control things, you see. So right now, currently, me personally, I rest in a 9-dimensional thinking mind without the space, meaning internal capabilities. This is where I rest, a 9-dimensional thinking mind. Max 13. I said in a previous video that when we were first born, as one whole human being, that we had a 10-dimensional thinking mind space. That's what I said in the previous video. That was incorrect. The max is 13. It's 13 thinking mind space. That's what we were when we were first planted as a whole person. What I was thinking of is when you first get with your woman, as a man, if you have reached a 9-dimensional thinking mind, as soon as you get with her, immediately 9-dimensional thinking mind space, you have access to it now. And from there, you both climb to the 13-dimensional thinking mind space together, you see. But at any rate, that's a dimensional mind space that I have no experience with at all. I just know it's there. I know it exists. I desire to get there one day. And if you all manifest soul liberation and surround me with your soul liberation, like the point I'm getting ready to land in a moment, I will be able to have it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to just land that point real quick. You become the average of the 5 people you associate with most. So if the people are all about war, you will become about war. If you are in an environment that is all about hatred, then you will also become about hatred and not about love. These here words that I'm saying out loud will get you to manifest an environment of peace and love. And will get you to become a people of peace and love. Or will get you to become a people and an environment of peace and love. Let's just say that. So, me personally right now, currently, I am in a 9-dimensional thinking mind. What is an example of a 9-dimensional thinking mind? One who does not have belief of the concept of race, or the concept of ethnicity, or the concept of country names being the people's history, being responsible for the people's history. Like, for example, the United States of America should not be counted as the history of the people's poor behavior. You cannot take the history, or you should not take, let me just say that, you should not take the poor behavior of the people and use a country name to label and describe its history. That's confusing. That's misleading, because it'll make you believe that a country is responsible for the outcomes of today's destruction versus the poor behaviors of the people, which in actuality it was. That's an example of a 9-dimensional thinking mind. One who sees things for what they are versus what you are told they are to be. That's a 9-dimensional thinking mind. I believe we come from unconditional love, not race titles. I believe we come from unconditional love, not country name titles. I believe we come from unconditional love, not any ethnicity you've ever been taught about in your entire life. That's the example of a 9-dimensional thinking mind. Also, because everything within the thought in our astral realm is of unconditional love. And this is the power. The power within this space right here is what gave you your abilities to function, think, see, feel, and become. Moving forward. So I rest in a 9-dimensional thinking mind. Using a 5-dimensional thinking mind. What is an example of a 5-dimensional thinking mind? One who has awareness of past, awareness of present, awareness of destiny, and even awareness of the ending. And can label and describe how they coexist within the reality they are in. Properly. Meaning I can label and describe, using my 5D capabilities, past, present, future, and ending, and how it coexists with the reality that we are in effortlessly. That's an example of one with a 5-dimensional thinking mind. And now I'm using my 5-dimensional thinking mind as you all are in your 3-dimensional thinking mind space and 2-dimensional thinking mind space to just pull you all into a 7-dimensional thinking mind, period. What are some examples of a 7-dimensional thinking mind? All the qualities, abilities, and achievements, the information regarding the 7 chakra gates. That's what in the acceptance of that information. Why do I say that? Because let's not forget, those 7 chakra gates are a part of you, an internal of you. 7 dimensions of thought power. All 7 of those gates are within you. All 7 of those energy vortices are within you. When you learn of the qualities, abilities, and achievements of all 7 of those things, of all 7 of those energies, of those energy vortices, and you accept this information in regards to that being who and or what you are, you have officially stepped into the dominion of a 7-dimensional thinking mind. And then because the 7-dimensional thinking mind is soul fusion. That's what it is. The 7 dimensions of thought power. This is where I'm trying to get you all to from where you are currently by any moral means necessary, because that's the first step in getting you all to give me what I desire and what I'm asking you of, an environment of peace and love, or people in an environment of peace and love. God will have his world. That is my first goal right there. Because here's the reality. That is how I prove God's innocence. Getting every single melanated man, woman, and child on this planet and every recessive geneity on this planet into a 7-dimensional thinking mind by any moral means necessary. All of you. All together and all at the same time. A 7-dimensional thinking mind. Not a 5-dimensional thinking mind. A 7-dimensional thinking mind. From your current 3 and 2-dimensional thinking spaces, thinking mind spaces, into a 7-dimensional thinking mind. Knowledge of the 7 chakras, the qualities, abilities, and achievements of them, full awareness of them, and the acceptance of them, meaning the acceptance of all the things you are capable of entirely. That is soul fusion. And of course, the 8th dimensional thinking mind, we should know what that is, soul principle. But then you can go even further than that. The 9-dimensional thinking mind, which for yourself internally is the maximum. After that, you need your woman, your partner, and you step immediately into the 10-dimensional thinking mind space, and you can go to the 13 from there. But that's the first goal there, though. Is to get everybody on the planet, everybody alive, no matter who and or what you are or place. I don't care who, what, when, where, how, or why. You are who you are, or place who you are from, like it or not. My goal is to get you into a 7-dimensional thinking mind. And fuse with it or accept it, how powerful you truly are. Doing this and or accomplishing this goal steps me to the first step of changing this environment and or giving my solemn request for help to the God I believe is God, to give me a people, surround me with the people, surround me with the peaceful people. Let's not forget, peace is freedom from disturbance, tranquility, freedom from wars or a period where war has ended. We live in a we live around war-bound people because we are not living the way we are destined to live. So if people become peaceful, meaning if they change who they are into what they are destined to be, you surround me with this, you give me the peace that I am praying for here, then the environment itself that we walk upon will become love, which is what I am praying for here. I am praying to you, God, for peace and love. I am praying to you, God, for a people of peace and an environment of love. And I'm going to do it by communicating to you with a 5-dimensional thinking mind to get you off from your 3-dimensional thinking mind spaces into a 7-dimensional thinking mind. And we can all just keep on upgrading from there, nonstop. And then from there, we walk towards global soul liberation, global child manumission. It just all starts in the mind first, though. The mind. And now I know how to work it, like really know how to work it. And I'm just going to give it to you all, my people, so you can know how to do it yourselves. But why do I want to say the solemn, though? Why am I adding the solemn? Why did I make solemn such an important thing to notice, though? I just want to mention this real quick. Let's not forget, I am raising your spirits, lifting you up, lifting you up, lifting you up. Remember, 4 things. What is spirit? Spirit is the non-physical part of a person, and the spirit is the non-physical part of everybody, which is the seat of emotions and character, the soul. So if spirit is the seat, number 1, what is emotion? A natural, instinctive state of mind deriving from the powers of said seat. What is character? Character is the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. And what is soul? The spiritual or immaterial part of everybody and everything regarded as immortal. So, with that in mind, if you lower one's seat where the emotions, character, and the soul are, what happens when you lower them? When you lower one's spirits? What happens when you lower one's spirits? When you lower someone's emotions, you put them in an unpleasant emotion, meaning a fearful state. Fear needs to be eradicated in every way possible. When you put somebody in a low character state, and or low moral qualities, and or low mental qualities, you put them in an ignorance or stupidity state, and or a nescient state, you see. And if you lower someone's soul, you are lowering control of their selves. You are lowering their control over their selves. This is what happens when you keep someone in low spirits. When you keep people in low spirits, you are keeping them in an unpleasant emotion, a nescient mentality, and a lack of control over themselves. That is what you're keeping people in when you keep them in low spirits. And this is what the artificial infrastructure here does. It keeps you in low spirits. So I'm just going to say things that'll skyrocket your spiritual mentality through the infinite roof that it is within. And I'm going to do this for the next 72 years straight in many different ways. Especially when we get to the part where we are cleaning out the oceans of the world. For once Allah's heart is clean, its body shall stretch to the stars. Why do I say its? Because I don't really see the true God as a gender. And why do I just use the name Allah? Because of how much I respect Brother Rizza Islam. Speaking of Brother Rizza Islam, and this is actually going to roll me into my next point, what I was getting ready to land here too. Brother Rizza Islam just posted a video on Instagram talking about how the Chinese, the recessive geneity of the Chinese country, have these artificial intelligence robots taking over the country. They're like 30 years ahead of us, it said in the video. They're 30 years ahead of the rest of the world, and as far as how they want this technology to be for us all. Let's never forget, all of this artificial intelligence machinery are the creations of the recessive geneity globally. When you think from a nine-dimensional space, or the nine-dimensional thinking mind, not nine-dimensional thinking mind space. When you think from a nine-dimensional mind, you will be able to see these things clearly, and overwhelmingly will you be able to see these things. Let's never forget, the recessive geneity only exists right now currently as they are for the sole purpose of ensuring every melanated man, woman, and child on this planet suffers to death for all eternity. The only reason they exist is to ensure you all, meaning me, what I am, continues to suffer till death for all of eternity. Meaning, they only want you to end quickly. If they set a trap for you that was going to end you, or that's specifically designed to end you, they do not want you to get out of the trap at all. They will do and lie and trick and deceive as much as they possibly can to ensure you remain in a trap that will lead you to your demise. We know the recessive geneity are completely responsible for the construction of all of this artificial intelligence technology. We know they are. We know that AI is only being invented to destroy the lives of every melanated man, woman, and child on this planet globally. The only reason the recessive geneity globally invents anything is for the sole purpose of destroying our lives. This is why I'm mentioning this right now. Brother Rizza Islam, he posted the video talking about how the Chinese people, or the recessive geneity of China, the AI robots, the constructions of them, the manufacturing of them, the way they are being pushed out, it's advanced to a point now where it needs to be alarming for you. Because let's not forget who's creating these things. Let's never forget who's responsible for the creation of these AI machines. Let's never forget. So here, what is my response to it though? Overall, what is my response to it? Why do I mention it? We know what we need to do as a melanated group of people. We know what we need to do. Stop them? Yes. Forgive them? No. Feel sorry for them? Not at all. Not even a little bit. Just do whatever it takes to stop them from using these things to destroy us, because this is exactly what they're building it for. And look at how fast it is taking over China. We've seen all the movies they put in our faces. Let's not forget, every word, every movie, and every agenda that comes from this artificial infrastructure is for the sole purpose of destroying the lives of every melanated man, woman, and child on this planet. So, let's never forget how urgent it is for you all to climb into your seven-dimensional thinking minds and weaponize it to stop these terrorists from destroying our lives. But that's not the only thing, though. Here. It needs to be alarming. This is why I mentioned what Rizza Islam posted on his Instagram feed. It needs to be alarming to some degree for you all. Let's not forget who's creating the AI machinery and who's pushing it into our worlds for the reason they are pushing it into our worlds, to take over our lives. Here's the reality. If they are allowed to continue to develop this machinery and push it at the rate they are pushing it into our reality, soon these robots will take over everything involving your lives, including your abilities to live them. Period. We need to stop them. No negotiating, no talking. Unite and advance. They got all these stagnant traps out here. Well, I'm putting some advancement traps out here. I'm just going to say that and move forward. This information that I'm kicking to you all, the information about the dimensional thinking spaces and the dimensional thinking minds, or the dimensional thinking mind spaces and the dimensional thinking minds, all of this is mastery of natural intelligence. All of this is. It's mastery of natural intelligence. Mastery of natural intelligence is how we defeat the approach, the dark nightmares of the artificial intelligence. Who's creating the artificial intelligence? The recessive geneity globally. We know these things. The recessive geneity globally are being charged by the devil itself to create artificial intelligence to destroy our lives. We know these things. This information is mastery of natural intelligence. I am kicking this to you by any moral means necessary, because once you get it, you can use it and weaponize it to beat this spiritual war. Stop this AI from rising up to take your lives, and to stop you from being able to live them, because they are coming to deprive you of everything. 432,000 years of artificial intelligence slavery. The recessive geneity are trying to lead all of the dominant geneity into. Look up the Kali Yuga. Yuga meaning a cyclic age. These words can also mildly stop them from pursuing their agenda to destroy us. Because let's not forget, they know every little detail of what's going on here. They're causing all the problems in them. We as a species have the power to stop all of this overnight. Did you know the word sapien in Latin means wise man? Did you know we are the Homo sapien species? You know what the word homo means? The same. So in other words, we are the same sapien species, we are the same sapien species, so we are the same type of wise men all around the world, all over the planet. We are the same kind of wise men, all of us are. And yet, we are allowing, I speak as I am all of humanity in a whole, including the recessive geneity, we are allowing the devil to tell us, build artificial intelligence to destroy your lives. Because that's exactly what we are building it to do. Speaking as if I am all of humanity, we are allowing the devil to instruct us to build this AI machinery to destroy our lives forever. The longer you serve, the longer you hurt. We have the power to stop it all overnight. We are the sapient species. Master your natural intelligence. Accept who you are. Accept the power of your natural intelligence. Here, one more quote, and I'm gonna close out the video. Earlier, I believe I said this in the video. I talked about how the first man, in the previous video, I said he was born with a 10-dimensional thinking mind space, and I was wrong, because it's a 13-dimensional thinking mind space. From what I've studied, that's the maximum there. From what I've studied. Of course, I haven't experienced it because I don't have the woman in my life, you see. And as soon as I get the woman in my life, the immediate tap into the 10-dimensional thinking mind space I will have. And from there, her and I can climb to a 13-dimensional thinking mind space and be masters of ourselves. But right now, currently, 9-dimensional thinking mind. I said in the previous video that the first man had a 10 because I was thinking about the woman when in reality he came with a 13. Notice this for a second. Sapient species, wise man, naturally, natural intelligence, mastery of natural intelligence, the intelligence we came with. We are born with natural intelligence. And it is powerful, very powerful natural intelligence the sapient species was born with. Meaning, everything you heard in regards to the Garden of Eden story is a lie. We are not a cursed species. Eve should be painted as a hero. Every portion of humanity, every portion of the soul sapient race, every portion of the sapient soul race or the soul sapient race, every portion of we should be seen as heroes. Entities of good, not evil. Entities of higher awareness and higher consciousness. Achievements all around us. Not subjugated to these lies and this confusion. What am I getting at? All the stories you heard about us not having natural intelligence, all of those stories you heard about us are a lie. We came with natural intelligence. Yes, we did. We came with the power of our natural intelligence. We came with it. How do you think we were even able to take in orders from the Holy Spirit as it was telling us not to eat from the tree? How do you think we were able to comprehend what it was telling us not to do? How do you think we were able to do so? Because we came with the abilities to do so. You are more powerful than you know. You are more powerful than you believe. It's time to realize how and why you are and accept it. Shalom, shalom, shalom. May these words reach you all with superior grace and within superior benevolence. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all forever, my family.